Indonesia back before even in the 13th century. Uh, so this is really a two country that actually share so many, whether this is on the agriculture product like spices in old days until today. And now if we are talking about the today's situation in which both country growing in a very strong and quite remarkable resilient way under the regional and global circumstances, we actually have a lot of potential on a trade between the two countries. Indonesia and India is also continue discussing, especially under the two ministries, that is Minister of Finance in Indonesia and India, on how we are going to establish a strong dialogue at the policy level, highest level, up to the very technical level. There are many that we both share in responding to our own domestic need on the development, how we continue maintain a good performance on the economy that is high growth, creating job, reduction of the poverty, and how we can cooperate not only in the bilateral but also at the multilateral level way. We also share in terms of how the world actually can actually play a much better and stronger role in addressing the issue of development, not only for both countries but also globally, especially on the issue of the climate change, global public health in this case, and also how we can strengthen the investment cooperation between the two countries. I'm also glad that Minister Nirmala providing also strong support on the Indonesia own agenda, whether this is related to the membership of Indonesia on the Financial Action Task Force and during Indonesia presidency of the G20 and the current Indonesia ASEAN chairmanship. So we will continue strengthen this bilateral relationship, trade, investment, but mostly for the two institutions on a policy dialogue that will address the issue from a trade investment, including human capital. We just discussing also any possibility of the cooperation, including on the digital technology, payment system under the central bank, and using more local currency. So I'm stop here and thank you so much, Minister Nirmala, and congratulate for a very successful G20 meeting so far and your very strong and able leadership, which is commended. Thank you.
Thank you. This one? Thank you very much, Minister Mulyani Indravati, Minister of Finance, Indonesia. At the outset, I'm pleased to announce the launch of Economic and Financial Dialogue between India and Indonesia. Since the adoption of India's Look East policy in 1991 and the Act East policy in the subsequent years, there has been a rapid development in bilateral relations between India and Indonesia, and both in commercial and cultural fields. Indonesia has emerged as India's largest trading partner in the ASEAN region. Our trade has increased eightfold since 2005, and it has touched $38 billion in the last year. In this background, therefore, we view this dialogue as an enabler for further deepening our partnership. We will be discussing issues on common interest that are mutually beneficial in enhancing our relationship with Indonesia. The areas of cooperation will include bilateral investment, financial services, and infrastructure development, among others. For instance, India has developed expertise in digital public infrastructure. It can provide time-tested solutions for convenient and affordable digital payments, which can assist Indonesia in achieving its financial inclusion goals. Both India and Indonesia are fast-growing economies and are similar in many ways. Both are active members of multilateral organizations such as G20, WTO, and East Asia Summit. India has taken over the G20 presidency from Indonesia, and there are several legacy issues which we are continuing to take forward during our presidency. In this context, this dialogue, which we are announcing today, can play an instrumental role in reaching a common understanding on issues and taking forward the global agenda from the perspective of the emerging market developing economies. I believe that this dialogue will facilitate better cooperation between India and Southeast Asia while contributing to the global economic and financial stability. So I stop here. Thank you very much. And I certainly acknowledge here before the media that having taken over the G20 presidency immediately after Indonesia, I will put it on record here that there was quite a lot of learning that India has taken from Indonesia, and in that, Minister Mulyani's role is very big. So thank you very much.
Thank you.